The OnePlus 12 may just be the best flagship phone that you can get right now. Hear me out, because I know a lot of people are going to hear that and say, man, you're crazy. I probably am. But when it comes to this phone, listen to this, right? So you can get it for 699 bucks right now, 256 gigabytes of storage, 12 gigabytes of RAM. It's got a 5400 milliamp battery, all day battery, comes with a charger, 80 watts in the US. You can recharge this thing from 0 to 100 in 30 minutes. It's got wireless charging, reverse wireless charging. It's got aluminum body. It's got Gorilla Glass Victus 2 on the front and the back. It has a 6.82-inch LTPO on the front, which means the best of the best. Quad HD Plus, over 500 pixels per inch density, and it throttles down to 1 hertz, up to 120 hertz, and probably has one of the best screens that you can get in a smartphone. It's got the optical fingerprint scanner under the screen, built-in screen protector straight out of the box, which is nice. And it's got a 32 megapixel selfie. You got your facial recognition. Selfie is pretty good. It's not the best in the world. And one of the things about this phone is you're not going to hear it's the best in every single category. But when you take a look at Snapdragon 8 Generation 3, the best Android chip you can get right now, it's got the best vapor chamber you can get in a phone. This thing, it keeps it cooler. It's great for maximizing performance. It's probably just about as good of a gaming phone as you could possibly get. And great modem, great Wi-Fi. It's got Wi-Fi 7, which is something a lot of these phones don't have. And it's got a really good camera system. 4th generation Hasselblad cooperation, 50 megapixel camera. It's got a 64 megapixel telescope, like the periscope telephoto, 3 times optical. You can reach out and touch stuff. You can get good shots that way, ultra wide. And the whole package is fantastic. It's running Oxygen OS, which is their version of Android, and it's got 4 years of operating system updates, 5 years of security patches. It does bi-monthly, every other month. It's not quite on that whole monthly schedule yet. I hope they get there one day. It's not 7 years, but most people don't really think a phone's going to last 7 years anyway. I don't know anyone who's like, I'm going to keep a phone for 7 years. I think it's good for resale markets and things like that. But overall, this phone, and even has an hour blaster up top if you care about that. This phone is silently one of the best phones you can get. Why? Because it has all the flagship stuff you're going to see in the S24 Ultra. This is a competitor to the S24 Ultra. It has all the flagship stuff, and even better than some of the stuff you'll see in the Pixel 9 Pro, 9 Pro XL. And it competes on the Android side of the house with the iPhone 15 series phones that are out right now. And they're slowly getting some AI stuff, which is cool, but a lot of people still aren't super impressed with the AI stuff. And you can do a lot of AI features that are non-specific with the phone that you can do on here. So overall, if you want a great phone that has top line performance, super powerful, flagship performance, great battery, fastest recharging you can get in a flagship in the States. And we complain about this all the time. You know, like 30 watts with the Pixel phones, just over 20 watts with the iPhones, 45 watt with the S24 Ultra. This runs circles around them. I mean, 30 minutes, right? That's insane. Now, it has IP65 dust and water protection, which is fine. It's not, you can't submerge it, but most people aren't going to do that anyway. And it has the great feature with the screen where if you get water on it, and that's something that happens with phones, right? And you get water on it, like your iPhone, it goes crazy. You can't even type on the screen. This one, even if it's wet, you can still type on the screen. And I think it's probably got the best haptics out of any phone that you can buy. Haptics are amazing. They're built into the user interface. They're built in with the typing. And you get the alert slider, which a lot of people love. You can slide it up to turn it off, put it on mute, vibrate, all that stuff. So when you take a look at all that stuff, and then you go $699, it's almost kind of like a no-brainer. And it's hard to compete with that, right? You look at the Pixel 9 Pro XL, $1099, 128 gigabytes of storage. This one starts at $256. You take a look at the S24 Ultra, $1299. Half the price, basically. Half the stinking price. And then you take a look at the iPhone, the 15 Pro Max. It's what, $1,100? Yeah, right? No, $1,199 is what they start at now. And then I'm sure the 16 Pro Max will be the same way. So this phone right here basically gives you the same level of performance, if not better, especially when it comes to gaming and whenever it comes to throttling, when it comes to system performance. Snapdragon 8 Generation 3 is a phenomenal chipset. Good battery, good performance, good on heat, but then you get that massive vapor chamber, better than any other phone, at least you can get the States that I know of. So a lot of people don't really talk about these phones because, well, it's OnePlus, you know, but they did a really good job getting them in the carrier, not in the carrier shelves, but like at Best Buy. You can walk into Best Buy and go buy one of these $699. Like, that's phenomenal. That's without a trade-in. So, uh, not here to toot OnePlus's horn, but I've been a big fan of theirs. I've been testing their phones, using them, reviewing them for a long time, and they've done a lot of great things with their phones. They're reliable. They have beautiful screens, probably some of the best ones that you can even get in a phone. All the highest certifications, HDR plus, all that stuff, Dolby Vision. It's a good phone. And there's very, very few compromises in this. I mean, like I said, yeah, it doesn't have IP68, but it's really not that big of a deal. IP65, perfectly fine, splash resistant. You can get a little bit of water on there. I don't go throw my phones in the toilet or the pool anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. But I wanted to talk about it because I like to talk about value. I like to talk about value. I like to talk about performance. I like to talk about good deals. And I don't try and steer people one way or direction. I'm not like, hey, go buy a Pixel, go buy a Sony, go buy a Samsung. I like to put the options out there and go, look, this has the same chip as the S24 Ultra. This has as good of a screen as the S24 Ultra, 4,500 nits brightness. Like the brightest of all the flagships, 4,500 nits brightness is insane when you go outside, look at it under the sun. It comes with the charger in the box. It has a built-in screen protector, great build quality, and it's been out for what, over 6 months now, but it's still a fantastic option. It's good speakers too, and it's even got Wi-Fi 7, which a lot of phones don't even have. So overall, when you take a look at what they bring to the table with this, you look at the price point, and then you look at all those metrics. Yeah, it doesn't have an S Pen, it doesn't have DeX, it doesn't have a couple of those other things which are kind of exclusive to Samsung, but you're paying $600 less. You could basically buy one of these for you and one for your significant other, walk out for like 200 bucks extra than just buying one S24 Ultra, right? So I think that as we wind down to the end of the year and you start seeing a lot of stuff go up about, oh, phone of the year, this is definitely going to be a conversation starter because it brings everything else to the table that a lot of these other phones do. And this is not a flagship killer. This is a true flagship. This is a true flagship phone, and it's something that I think is a great phone for a lot of folks. So if you want something that offers all the same stuff, but don't break the bank, and really, I think this is the best value phone you can get. Like if you want top of the line, top of the line, top of the line, when it comes across the board to all these different things, this right here at $699 is a fantastic deal. I got a link in the description. It'll take you, it's affiliate link to Best Buy. You can check that out. But I like this phone, and it just had a massive upgrade the other day. Like 2 gigabytes update, lots of updates and features and new stuff that's been polished and optimized. We'll get Android 15 very soon. OnePlus is very good about getting their version of Android 15 very quickly, which I think we're going to get about October when Google's going to release it. But this phone still has a lot of life left in it. Great form factor. It still has the curved display, which I love the curved displays. I think that they're very premium, and they're still the ones holding on to it. Like Samsung, they moved to flat. Pixel moved to flat. iPhone moved to flat, which they've had for forever anyway. But this is like the flagship's flagship phone, what most people kind of thought about in their head and kind of really put into like, okay, these are a lot of those characteristics you see in a flagship phone. No real compromises, insane charging, charger in the box, and the screen protector, $699. So anyway, I just wanted to come back and visit this again because all the conversation lately has been Pixel, Samsung, foldables, iPhones. Nobody ever talks about this phone, and it's something that's a great option for a lot of people who are looking for something because a lot of people want an iPhone. A lot of people want a Samsung S24 Ultra. A lot of people want a Pixel 9 Pro XL, but you don't want to spend $1,100, $1,200, $1,300 for a phone that's not going to hold its value anyway. The next year it's going to be worth half, right? Or you're going to get trade-in for half. And a lot of people are not really sold in on the AI stuff. This has some AI stuff, and it's kind of some thoughtful things here and there, but there's a lot of AI stuff you can get from other avenues anyway on an Android phone because that's the way the platform works. And it's still got the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3, which is an amazing chipset. So I wanted to double back around and talk about this. And it's also 120 hertz refresh rate, LTPO, throttles down, saves you on battery, and it's a really, really nice phone. So that's all I got in this video. I just wanted to kind of rehash and talk about that because it's not really been at the forefront of the conversation lately, but I think it really should be because we're not here at Tech Odyssey. We're not about here, let's promote, let's try and get people to buy this. Let's just talk about the Samsungs and the iPhones. I like to try and cover a lot of different stuff. I know it's been a lot of Pixel stuff lately. I cover a lot of Pixel things. So, hey, the new launches, we're going to cover that here, but taking a little bit of a break from that and say, look, if you're looking for something this might be what you're looking for. So that's all I got. If you have any questions or comments, please go down in the comment section. I'll do my best to get back with you. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and the subscribe button and the little notification bell if you want updates when new videos come out. And as always, thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.